go ahead and unmute your screen. You are free to observe these entire proceedings, but until your particular case is called, I would appreciate it if you would please mute your screen. Um, is Jan Roberts with us right now?
I don't see her on the meeting, Judge, but I will forward her the link.
Okay. I'm sorry, I'm waiting for the court reporter to come on. Uh, but I can repeat this when the court reporter comes on. So we're going to be handling certain cases, and do I have any private attorneys on the screen at the present time? You can wave your hand, Mr. Strobel. Any private attorneys?
No, Your Honor, I'm actually with the solicitor's office. I'm here for the bench warrant here, calendar.
Okay, okay. Are you handling all three, Mr. Strobel?
No, Your Honor, I'm just handling Mr. Shaw's.
I'm waiting on the court reporter to appear. Well, as this proceeding is being recorded, does the state and want the matter recorded?
Your Honor, that won't be necessary on Mr. Shaw. We'll just be entering a null process in that case.
All right. Let me go ahead and address that then. Mr. Shaw, George Shaw, you can unmute your screen, please. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Mr.
ma'am.
Strobel, please unmute your screen as well. Mr. George Junior Shaw, this is addressing your case 17 CR 006912J. My name is Judge Lal, and we are addressing your case through this video conference format that's also being recorded and live streamed on YouTube. Do you have any objection to me proceeding in this manner?
No, ma'am.
All right. You have a right to remain silent. Anything you say about the facts of your case, your statements can and will be used against you. You have a right to an attorney if you choose to hire an attorney. You also have that option. If you cannot afford an attorney, one would be appointed to represent you. The case we are addressing is 17 CR 006912J. Before you say anything, Mr. Shaw, I'm going to let the prosecutor make an announcement, right?
Yes, Your Honor. We've reviewed the case. The victim in the case has since deceased. I've submitted a motion for null pros. I emailed that to Mr. Jordan today. Hopefully it's made its way to the judge, to Your Honor. But that's the state's announcement.
All right. Mr. Shaw, the prosecutor represented by the solicitors, represented by Mr. Dustin Strobel, has announced that they are going to file a notice of intent to not prosecute this case. So at the present time, they are not going to pursue these charges at all, which is tentatively meaning that the case is pretty much resolved.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
at the present time, there is no case pending against you.
Okay, thank you.
Answer? All right.
Yes, ma'am.
You're
Thank you.
free to leave the meeting, or if you want to put it on mute, you're free to observe the proceedings. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Mr. Strobel, was that your only case?
That is my only case, Your Honor, yes.
All right, thank you, sir.
Yep.
All right, Alicia Giles. If you unmute the screen, please. Who's the prosecutor in that case?
That would be Ms. Follett, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Good morning, Ms. Select. And Ms. Giles, do you have an attorney at the present time?
No. An individual called me from the public defender's office.
This is David Howell. I'm here.
All right.
Sorry, I was indisposed.
Whenever you're ready. All right. We are addressing position number 1 on the DV reset calendar, and it is case number 19CR 001997F. The defendant is Alicia Giles, who's appearing via Zoom, charged with simple battery with an alleged incident date of October 1st, 2017. This is a situation in which apparently well, first of all, Ms. Giles and Ms. Salette and Mr. Howell, we are handling this particular case via this video conference Zoom format, which is being recorded and live streamed on YouTube. Ms. Giles, your attorney is also available to you remotely on the screen. Do you have any objection? Do any three of you have any objection to proceeding in this manner?
No.
All
No
right,
objection from the state.
Thank
Objection from defense counsel.
Ms. Giles, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say about the facts of your case during this proceeding, your statements can and will be used against you. You have a right to an attorney. As I understand it, Mr. David Howell has made an appearance via Zoom to represent you in this particular case. So I would recommend that you let him speak on your behalf, all right?
Okay.
Okay, so Ms. Giles has a pending bench warrant for an alleged failure to appear in this particular case, 19 CR 001-997F. This is a show cause as to why the bench warrant should remain in place or otherwise should be lifted and suspended. So first I am going to hear from the state, Ms. Salette, as to why the state is wanting to pursue this warrant.
Yes, Your Honor. First, I just want to start out saying that I did convey an offer to the public defender's office. I wasn't sure who was going to be on the hearing today, so I did send it to Derek Howard and Darius Reese. But just looking more closely at the case, it appears to be a co-defendant case, and I do believe that the public defender's office represented another co-defendant on this case. So I think eventually, if she is represented, by, I guess, a public defender or something like that, would have to be a conflict attorney. But I just wanted to bring that to the court's attention. I don't know how we'll proceed today.
Let me, I'm sorry, Ms. Salette, I didn't mean to interrupt, but let me
No
just
problem.
address the conflict situation. Mr. Howell?
So I tried to research that yesterday. I looked at the co-defendant's case, but I didn't see an entry of appearance by anybody. I don't think I've seen an entry of appearance on this individual case as well.
What is the name of this alleged co-defendant?
One
I don't
moment,
have that
Your
information
Honor.
in front of me.
It is Laquana Green.
Okay, just one second. Ms. Lewis, do we see any entry? Apparently that case has been disposed of on February 27, 2020.
That's correct, Your Honor. But like I said, I know that she was represented by a public defender on that case. I don't know if that, since it's closed out, I don't know if that affects the conflict status or not.
Mr. Howell, it appears that case, do we have an entry?
That had Rachel Jinks. She was assigned PD at the time for Judge Richardson. So she probably was the one to enter the plea with the front of Judge Richardson on that case.
Thank you. Based on the information I have from the clerk, this case was disposed of before Judge Richardson for Ms. Green in February of 2020, and she was represented by Rachel Jinks, who I believe was with the PD's office. So based on this information, Mr. Howell, your office is conflicted out, and conflict attorney would have to be appointed to represent Ms. Giles.
Okay.
All right, and she does qualify for the services of the public defender's office, correct?
We don't know. I don't see where she's ever applied.
Okay. Ms. Giles, could you unmute your screen, please?
Okay.
All right, Ms. Giles, at the present time, it appears that there was a co-defendant in your particular case, a Ms. Green. And Ms. Green's case has been disposed of, but she was represented by the public defender's office. Since she was represented by the public defender's office, you cannot be represented by the public defender's office, but you may be appointed counsel from what we call the conflict defender's office. Do you understand? But that would
Yes.
But that would require you to go to the public defender's office to apply for an attorney, because you do have a right to have counsel represent you at this particular hearing. There is a pending bench warrant against you, which is active. And right now we're going to be having a hearing as to whether that warrant should be lifted or whether it should be allowed to proceed. I can also reset this case 1 week for you to have an opportunity to either hire your own private attorney or to apply for a appointed conflict attorney through the public defender's office. What would you like to do? You have a right to represent yourself if you want to waive your right to counsel.
I'm not sure. So, I guess I could apply for the public defender's office.
All right, Ms. Salette, do you have any comment on this?
No, Your Honor, for the record, I'll object to the reset, but I mean, she does have a right to counsel. So if that's her choice and you're allowing her another week to try and obtain counsel, then I'll leave that to the discretion of the court, Your Honor.
Ms. Giles, your case is going to be reset to October 8th, which is next Thursday, 11 o'clock, through the same format. You'll be sent a Zoom link. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right. And please understand, I still want to caution you that the bench warrant is active against you at the present time. So still, please be sure, be very cautious on how you conduct yourself accordingly. And hopefully we will see you next Thursday. Make sure you go to the public defender's office and apply for appointment of a conflict attorney. Bring your case number and so forth.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Tobias Norwood. All right. Good morning. Mr. Norwood, if you could please unmute your screen. All right. And Mr. Merrill, good morning, sir. Are you prosecuting this particular case?
Yes, Your Honor. You should have received a non-pros form from our office. This is my case. We're non-processing this case in the best interest of justice.
Mr. Norwood, the state from the Solicitor's Office of Fulton County has indicated an intent to file a notice to not prosecute your case. I have just signed that order, so there is no further pending charges against you. The warrant will be dismissed as a matter of law pursuant to the null pros. Any comment from Mr. Howell or Mr. Reese? I have a plethora of defense attorneys who have shown up.
Nothing from the defendant.
Okay. Mr. Norwood, do you have any questions?
Yes, I would just like to ask, okay, the charges and stuff have been dropped, but just what about my and my background? Is it off of my background?
That you would have to consult with your attorney, or you may go to the public defender's office to see if you qualify for their services and they can consult with you.
All
You're
right.
asking about your criminal history background. Yes, you would need to consult with an attorney. See if you can have that particular arrest restricted.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
In our order, we have requested that this charge the record is restricted in our order.
Yes, you did. So, Mr. Norwood, I do apologize. It does indicate that this particular arrest is restricted. That means it cannot be divulged to just the general public.
All right.
All right.
And would I have to pay a fee to get the?
You don't have to pay anything. There's no case pending against you.
Oh, okay,
The case
okay,
is
okay.
dropped. And if you want to reach out to the solicitor's office, or if you want to put your email on the chat to everyone, we can send you a copy of this order.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I've already sent him a copy of the order.
All right, thank you. Okay, thank you, Mr. Norwood. You may put your screen on mute, and that concludes, oh, do we have another one? No, that concludes our DV reset calendar.
Your
All
Honor,
right.
please my business before the court. May I please be excused?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
All right.
Your Honor, I've concluded my business before the court. May I be excused?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Ms. Merrill. Good to see you.
Good.
Which paperwork are you looking for?
So I'm good now, then, right?
I'm sorry, which calendar, which case?
I'm trying to leave.
Mr. Norwood, you're free to leave. I'm going to remove you from the chat or from the meeting.
All right.
Thank you.
Oh, they've already left the screen. Okay, yeah. Darius, if you're still on the screen, Miss Katrina Lewis is requiring that you and Mr. Powell please submit all the paperwork that were from the SAP calendar. Okay? All right. Jail competency calendar. I have 4 cases, and Miss Rothman, which case do you have?
Your Honor, I'm here as backup for Ms. Nance. Ms. Nance has all 4 of the cases.
I do apologize. Miss Nance?
Yes, Your Honor, on position 1 and 2, position 1 and 2, Jacqueline Adams, they're the same. I'm not sure who the defense counsel is.
Excuse me, Judge. This is Nicole Milton with the clerk's office. Do you want this to continue to be live streamed, the competency calendar?
No, not this one. This is our competency calendar. Thank you for making a note of that. Please remove it from live stream, but it will continue to be recorded.
Will do.
All right. So